Weekly Sauce, episode 49. 48 was in the books. We spoke yesterday. Jason Paul, waveintel.org. Great guy. As usual, Weekly Sauce is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. Our guest today, Louie, he had a question on Twitter, and it was, he's getting some Kobe beef, and he was either going to fry it or grill it. I said fry it. You save a lot of the fat that way. But something that goes well with that stuff is the barbecue sauce, Mike's BBQ barbecue sauce. The mango one is unbelievable. The bourbon habanero, unbelievable. But nothing nearly as good as the mustard truffle sauce. I wouldn't put it on the steak. I'd put it on other things as well, but it's great. So visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. Like I mentioned, we got Louie Sanoudakis, the man from TriStar. Before we get to him, I want to talk to my buddy Alex. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited. We have an MMA fighter. We're trying to get as many as we can, and yeah.
Now we're going to talk to Louie. Louie, how's it going, buddy, man? What have you been up to?
I can't complain, man. Just been training as much as we can, as well as we can, given the circumstances in the province. But that's about it, man. How you guys good? How you guys doing? Good?
We're good, man. I mean, at least you've been able to train. I haven't been able to train. I've trained twice in the last year. You know what I mean? It's been pretty intense. I've probably gained like 20 pounds. I'm not even lying.
Man, that's most people during this quarantine. I lost weight during the quarantine. It's kind of crazy, but I started doing yoga at home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I do yoga like 5 days a week now. It's nuts. And I used to never – I thought yoga was for babies. I was like – and my wife showed me yoga, and she's like, this is good. You should try it. I'm like, I think this is for babies. But started doing it, and it's I feel so limber.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel good. I don't feel like – you know those little nagging injuries you get when you train often? Yeah, I don't get those much anymore. It's great.
I feel like MMA fighters, a lot of you guys are trying to get into. You're starting to get into, like, it used to be an MMA guy back like maybe 12, 15 years ago was like the tattooed guy, you know, maybe mohawk, you know, just like a guy you looked at, you're like, okay, that guy's got some problems. Now it's like we got engineers, we got doctors, we got lawyers. All these guys are just jumping in. They're just savages. They're just killers, and they're all doing fucking things like yoga. And you would never think a guy like guys that can get into your face and, you know, and kill you pretty much would do yoga. I'm a big yoga guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Who do you follow? Who do you watch?
I just go on YouTube, anything, man. I used to do yoga like 4 times a week. Now I don't think I can do the splits, but I'm pretty close. Like after a full class of jiu-jitsu, I can do full splits.
I still can't do the splits. I'm like, I'm not there yet. I do like the basic yoga stretches, man. I do like the half hour, 45-minute ones that are like super easy on my body. I do yoga with Adrian, man. She's awesome. Adrian?
Oh, yes. I heard about her.
Yoga with Adrian. She's pretty popular. But
yeah,
she's like
yeah.
Very, very like simple. I don't like the whole, like, I don't mind the spiritual aspect of it. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't want to go into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to just kind of stretch and get in the shower and chill out.
I just want to do downward facing dog, warrior 1, warrior 2, and get the hell out of there.
Man. Warrior 2, that's the business.
Warrior 2, which one's that? It's like where you're going like this?
I think you're out like this and you're stretching one leg forward and the other leg, the one leg's facing forward and the other leg's pivoted out and your arm is straight out, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know all the names. That's the truth.
You just look at the instructor, you're like, fuck it, I'll just do that.
Exactly. That's it.
Alex?
Yeah, I just remember Cobra position. I think it's called Cobra, or is it Snake? I don't know.
You can call it both.
Where you're flat and your arms are up. Yeah, I know the Cobra. Yeah. There you go. Do yoga, Alex?
I used to, but not anymore.
You gotta get on it.
It's tough to get into yoga, man. It's like you jump in and it's like you feel you go into a class. You ever been to like a yoga class, Louie?
I've never been to yoga. I'm too intimidated for that, man. There's a bunch of people who could do it way better than me. When I train, I'm usually like, you know, I'm usually pretty good in the room. So if I go to yoga, man, I'm gonna be like, my ego is gonna get crushed. I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the first time I walked into a yoga, it wasn't a yoga studio, it was my gym. They had yoga classes, and it was good classes, a lot of people. But it was all women, a couple guys in there, you know. Guys are so intimidated by yoga because they don't want to be the guys in the back of the room because then they look like dirtbags.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course.
That's where I was. That's where I was in the back.
There you go. There you go. I would go to the back. I don't want to be looked at. I just don't want anyone to see what I'm doing. But also, I'm hyper competitive. So, like, I think I'd probably look at the best person in the room and try to outdo them and just hurt myself. I just know it. Like, when I do yoga with my wife, like, I'm trying to outdo her. And she's way better than me at it. But I'm going to crush you at this. I do this pose better than you.
See, listen to me. I'm gonna do this shit. You know, you got nothing on me. You got nothing on me. You said you're ultra competitive. What's the thing you're most competitive at other than fighting?
Other than fighting, man, honestly, one of the things that gets me crazy is like basketball with my brother in the summer.
Okay.
Me and him go head to head. I'm not great. He's not great. But like when we play against each other, man, it gets competitive. Like elbows to the face, and it's really, really, really nasty. Like we get the real fights about basketball.
Is your brother? Does he compete also? Does he do jiu-jitsu or anything like that?
Nah, not at all, man. He's a restaurateur, typical Greek guy.
There you go. I got out of the restaurant business early. I said, "Fuck this shit. It's not for me."
Also, same thing, man. I was a waiter. I cannot do that, man. I can't. I don't know. I couldn't do it. My brother loves it. My brother loves to go to work, loves cooking, loves the restaurant business aspect of it. He's really successful at it. Me, man, I just can't. I can't get on board, man. I don't know why. I just hated it.
So we're gonna jump straight into some MMA questions.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
So so we asked this same question to Eamon, but we're gonna ask it to you as well. But like, what have you changed since your since your loss to Stefan Lohman? That's what his name is. Yeah, Stefan.
Yeah, Stephen Lohman. Yeah. So I learned a lot in that fight. Actually, it was 5 rounds, and number one, the one thing I learned is like 5 rounds is not much longer than 3 rounds. That's the truth. Like a lot of people overhype 5 rounds, and I overhyped 5 rounds in my head. And I think I took a lot more time to get into the groove in the fight because I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I have the gas tank to go 5 rounds. I've never done a 5-rounder before. And once it was like so quick, man, the fight was done before I even knew it. Like I blinked and the fight was over. I'm like, man, that was it. That was 5 rounds. I feel the exact same way I would have felt if it was 3 rounds. I like to blame my coaches as a joke. I like to say they told me it was a 10-round fight and to take my time and slow down. But that's not true. So it was on me. But one thing I started doing is I started putting a lot more pressure. So there's one of my friends who comes in when I train and he calculates my strikes, you know? So to make sure I up the volume from the beginning. So I have a certain threshold I have to hit every training. And if I don't hit that threshold, you know, we try to figure out why I didn't hit that threshold. But yeah, I think like the next fight, you're going to see a way different Louie. Like I've been pushing the pace a lot now.
So tell us about your next opponent then. What's the game plan? Well, you don't want to give too much out, but yeah, what's the strategy going in? What's training camp been like?
Training camp's been good. You know, obviously we gotta figure stuff out around the training. We gotta do like, you know, a lot of outdoor training and socially distant training, stuff like that. But training camp's been good. I think he's a high action fighter, my opponent, and I think that's gonna force me to get to work earlier too. Whereas my last fight, which is funny, Lohman didn't put the foot on the gas too much either, and I really played the counter fighter thing. So not a lot happened. I'm not saying he didn't win, but the first few rounds, not a whole lot happened. Even though he won the first, let's say, 3 rounds pretty convincingly, it was like not a whole lot happened because he didn't push it much and I didn't push it much. But I think now I've gotten myself to a point mentally and physically where I'm able to force the push back and be able to use my countering skills in that regard.
So tell us about your opponent. What's he like?
Like I said, high action fighter, come forward guy. He wants to get in your face and beat you up, and that's pretty much what I know about him from the limited footage I've seen of him. It's hard to find a whole ton of footage.
Yeah.
But
So your opponent is Georgian. I've quite experience with those kind of people because my parents
What do you mean
Yeah.
those kind of?
What do you mean those people?
Well, let me explain myself.
My wrestling coach is Georgian, man. I love the Georgian people.
Yeah, Gigo.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So my parents were actually born there.
Okay, cool.
So I'm Armenian. So my parents were born there because of the genocide. They all moved to Georgia.
Gotcha.
So they know the Georgian people, and I know the Georgian people as well because I've also been there. Like, well, I was like 1 or 2 years old, but my dad always told me that they were always judo and
Disconnected.
wrestling. That's what they're really
we're good,
specializing in.
Say it
good?
again.
Yeah, Alex, repeat the question because you kind of broke up there.
Yeah. Okay. No. It wasn't a question.
Oh, so whatever your statement. Finish your statement.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
So yeah, I was saying. So the Georgians, they love judo and they love wrestling.
Yeah.
And that's what my dad told me because he used to be in school there as well in Georgia, and they teach a lot of wrestling and judo. That's like their national sport.
It's like their gym class.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if that opponent is going to be like that or it's going to be more like Giga, more Taekwondo. But Bino, I haven't watched much tape on him on YouTube, but he seems like a guy that doesn't like to punch.
He's just gonna grapple the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for it all. Honestly, I've been working with a lot of good guys, man. Like, I've been, when you train with a guy like Firas Zahabi, who's like in your face I mean, now we're doing the socially distant stuff, of course, but before all this, before all this stuff, that guy, training with that guy is like, honestly, Eamon in front of you is like a Terminator, man. He doesn't stop. So like, I'm kind of ready for any of those types of things, like the grappling. Eamon's an incredible grappler, an incredible striker. He hits hard, incredible jiu-jitsu player. So like, I'm kind of ready for all those aspects. I've been prepping for all those aspects. I've been training with a guy named Pierre-Olivier Leclerc, who's like, you know who he is?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, God, this guy is a nightmare, man. This guy is an absolute nightmare. He used to be like, I used to beat him up so bad in jiu-jitsu. Now, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. It's like overnight, one day, the kid's leg locking me. He's choking me in the gym. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
He's been in Puerto Rico too long.
Yeah, he's not in Puerto Rico
right
right now.
Okay, I thought he went.
He went. He's been to Puerto Rico, I think, once or twice. But man, that kid got really, really good. Yeah. Before the social distance.
Of course, yes. Before social distancing, Peo he's one of the, like, he's a well kept secret in Montreal. Before it was Ethan. Ethan was like a well kept secret, and then he broke that kid's arm in that tournament, and everybody found out about him, right?
Man, Ethan's incredible too. But Ethan, we haven't trained much in a while because he's been gone to Puerto Rico. But yeah, Peo is really, really well kept secret. I don't think not many guys know about him, but he's like one of the better guys in Montreal for sure right now, man.
Oh, for sure. He was on. He did that whole that team. What was it called? The Quintet. I think he was the TriStar Quintet, right? He was on that team, and he's fucking nasty. Peo was one of that's the thing about TriStars. People don't realize how good, like, if you're a jiu-jitsu, like, because a lot of the guys from TriStar go to the Danaher squad, right? The DDS. So it's people don't realize that TriStar has a bunch of these fucking murderers in jiu-jitsu that can be like, they can become world champions if they want. Like, if you look at Taza, if you look at Ethan, you look at all these guys, and that's the part of TriStar that I fucking love. I just watch YouTube. Like, I was just before, my girlfriend gets pissed because all I do is watch YouTube videos of jiu-jitsu.
Oh man,
I was just watching Gordon Ryan guillotine Keenan Cornelius. I was watching his whole setup, like rewinding it 100 times. Like, it's all these things. So what I wanted to get into is, how deep are you into the jiu-jitsu community?
If I'm being honest, not super into the jiu-jitsu community, but not super like deep into the jiu-jitsu community. Not to that extent where I'm pissing my girl off with a rewind tape and all that. But I did do a lot of training with Ryan Hall as well, right? So he showed us a bunch of stuff. Firas is incredible at jiu-jitsu too, man. He's underrated too, even though everyone knows who Firas is. His jiu-jitsu is incredible, man. I seen Firas, like, I'm not gonna say names, but I seen him spank like really good black belts too in the gym. You know what I mean? Firas is incredible. So I get to learn from Firas almost on the daily basis. Ryan Where were we at? You asked me about jiu-jitsu. I'm not so deep. But you know who I love to watch a lot? Gary Tonin, man.
Oh, for sure.
Gary Tonin is one of my favorite grapplers to watch, just because he's like, I'm not high action like that. Like, he's all over the place, and this is the complete opposite of my style. But I like to see it, and I like to, sometimes dream about being that way. Taking all those risks.
Yeah, I mean, I've competed a few times, nothing crazy, it's very recreational jiu-jitsu, 4 times a week kind of thing like that. And I rolled with Taza. He used to come to our open mats, and I rolled with Gary. I did one of his seminars here, and it's a completely different level. Like, I can roll with my professor Glenn, and he puts the pressure on me, and I'll be okay for a while. But I'm rolling with Taza, and it's like, I don't even know. I'm a brown belt. I've been doing it for 12 years, and I have no idea what he's doing. He's just so far advanced than everybody I've ever trained with.
Yeah, those guys down in Puerto Rico are doing something different. I don't know what they're doing with that jiu-jitsu, but John, it's the water. It's the water in Puerto Rico. But I don't know. I think John only cares about martial arts. So that's literally it. I think that's literally all he cares about, and all he studies and analyzes. So he has ideas ready for them every day, So I don't know. I think when you have that kind of that type of coach, and you train all the time. I heard they train 7 days a week there. That's what they're telling me.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. So when you're training 7 days a week in one specific art, and your coach is that obsessed with it, I think you have no choice but to come up with funky stuff that no one else is doing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I saw one of your pictures where you were standing right above your opponent. You were sitting on him, So one of the pictures of you were standing right above your opponent, and you were just beating him. And I wanted to know, what's do you prefer to stand with your opponents, or do you prefer to take them down and beat them on the ground?
Man, honestly, I really, really do love mixed martial arts. I love doing everything. So ideally, man, I'd love to fight like George, jab a guy from the outside, don't get hit much, then take him down every time. Once he opens up, take him down every time. I like the whole mixing of the systems. Obviously, getting knockouts is, that's highlight reel worthy, probably gets you paid a little more money. People like that more. But I don't know. I think I was more adept on the ground at the beginning of my training. When I first started training, I think I liked the ground better. But if you ask me now, man, I go through phases of wanting to just wrestle, wanting to just do jiu-jitsu, wanting to just do striking, wanting to do it all together. I could give you a really good, concise answer for that. I like it all. That's the truth.
What's your belt now? What did you guys do belts obviously at the
Yeah. I'm a black belt.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yeah, I'm a black belt. Firas gave me my black belt last year, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised. He gave Eamon his black belt, and Eamon and I got ranked. I think we got our blue belts together, we got our purple belts together, we got our brown belts together, and we got our black belts together. It was cool.
That's sick. That's actually pretty sick.
It was really cool.
See, I don't have anybody that I have that with. I mean, there's guys that that in the gym that I recognize. I've been with them since a white belt the entire way, but it's different at GB because we get promoted on different nights. It's all random, right? So it's tough. But that's actually pretty cool. One of your best friends, you guys get promoted the entire way. That's fucking pretty sick.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I remember when I first started training in the gym, man, the only guy my size was Eamon, and he was 2-3 years more experienced than me, man. He used to beat me up so bad. Not that he doesn't beat me up now, but man, it used to be so bad. It used to be, I'm like, what am I doing, man? What am I doing? Now at least it's competitive, but before, man, it was I don't even know how I stayed.
That's the thing about this stuff, is that you get addicted to getting beat up.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I mean? When I first went to jiu-jitsu, I stopped playing football, and I was I went there and I got beat up by this guy who's probably about 160 pounds. He was a nerd, redhead, cauliflower ear. His name is Mitch McDonald. I'll never forget it. And he used to teach us over there. He lived in the gym. He lived I don't know if you remember the old Gracie Bar downtown, and was the red brick walls, and he lived on top.
That was Bruno's school, right?
Bruno's, exactly. Yeah, he lived on top. He had a mattress with a frying pan and all this shit set up, and he was just in the gym all the time. And I went there, and this guy mollywopped me, and I registered immediately after the class. I'm like, that shit can't happen ever again. So that's not happening.
No choice. No choice. Jiu-Jitsu guys are weird, though. Huh? They live in the gym. Man, those guys are strange. I'm telling you.
Well, there's that whole team in Illinois. They're called the Daisy Fresh Squad. You ever see these guys?
Nope.
So it's like a team of a bunch of like purple belts, brown belts, one black belt. His name is Andrew Wiltsey, and they all live in the gym. But there's like 20 of them, and they live in the gym. They sleep on the mats. They clean up the mats in the morning. They eat there out together. Like they're always together, and they're just killing people, man. It's called the Pedigo Submission Team. They're so sick, and they're just a bunch of weird guys, country boys, like Midwestern guys, you know, and they're just
that's wild.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu guys are nuts, man. They're so particular. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the thing about jiu-jitsu guys is that, like, if I look at Mike Musumeci.
Yep.
So Mike Musumeci is probably looks like the nicest human being in the world, and he's probably one of the best pound for pound black belts in the world right now.
Yeah.
And he's fucking nasty. Alex.
If you could have one dream fight, what would it be?
Ooh.
Against anyone
of all time?
Against
actually, right, current.
Okay, because if you're asking all time, it's got to be Brock Lesnar, man. I want that. If right now, current, man, honestly, I'd love to fight a guy like Jose Aldo, and no disrespect, I love Jose Aldo, man. I love his style. I'd love to be in there with a legend like that, man. Jose Aldo, before I even fought pro, was fighting for a world title. So if I got to the point where I was fighting a guy like Jose Aldo, it would mean a lot to me. But I think definitely Jose Aldo, man. He was one of my favorites to watch growing up. If you're talking about 135, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Jose.
Do you plan on staying at 135 your entire career?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not like...
It's an easy
I
wake
don't think I'm gonna get much bigger. Maybe, if I'm super dominant and beating everyone, and the stars align like in that regard, then yeah, maybe I'd consider moving up. But I haven't even.
How much you walking at right now?
Right now, I like to walk around at like 152, not heavy, not super heavy. No, I don't like to get super heavy. I want to be ready for short notice calls in case.
Fuck, I haven't weighed 150 since I was like 14, man. For real. I don't remember ever weighing under 190. And I think I was like 180, 190 when I was like 16, 17 playing football. And then ever since then, I don't think I've ever been under 190. I can't remember that. 150 is like maybe when I was 14, but I was a pretty big boy. Like I've been the same height since I was 14 years old.
How tall are you?
5'9". I'm not even that big.
Okay.
I just had like a random growth spurt. Everybody thought I was going to be 6 feet, and shit didn't happen for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't in my cards. Short Greek father. You know what I mean?
There you go.
and speaking of Greek, we've asked the same question to Ayman, but he was Lebanese. So we asked him his favorite Lebanese restaurant in Montreal or Laval. We want to know, what's your favorite Greek restaurant in Montreal or Laval?
Man, easy, Marvin's.
That's the wrong answer.
What? What?
This is Louie. I know you're a Park X boy, so I'm gonna give you a pass here. I like Marvin's. Okay.
What's the bet?
I mean, the thing is, you have to take dishes because Marvin's is good. Like they have the calamari is fucking sick. Their sauce is unbelievable. The gyro is pretty good too. But if I'm getting the best gyro in the city, I'm going to Elatos on Jarry. You know what I mean? That's my spot.
Look, Elatos gyro is incredible.
Yeah.
And anytime someone asks me, where do I go for gyro? I say Elatos. Where do I go for everything else? Marvin's.
I'm gonna go grilled chicken. I'm going Nostos. If I'm going like just full on that kind of food, Village Grec and Chamedy. I actually just had it tonight. That's why I was late, because I was clearing out the system. You know what I mean?
There you go.
It just goes right through you. You know what I mean? But yeah, okay. I'll give you Marvin's. Marvin's is good. Marvin's is like, the thing about Marvin's that I don't like is that it's become so when you walk in there, it's like there's no Greek people.
I don't care. I just want to eat the food, man. I'm just there for the food.
It's all Xeni like Alex.
But can we agree on one thing? Kazakh Grec is a no-no.
Oh, for sure. Don't fucking touch
Dude, I used to work I can't speak ill about Kazakh Grec, man. I used to work there. I used to work there for years.
Which one? The one on Prince Arthur?
Hold on.
The one on Prince Arthur or the Chamedy or in Laval?
The one on Daniel Johnson in Chamedy.
Okay, yeah. It's still there.
Icon, man. I used to work there, so I can't I cannot say a bad word about Kazagrek.
I've had Kazagrek I had it one time, and
There
it was
you
the
go.
one on Prince Arthur, I think it is.
Okay.
And I was sick. It's the only time I ever got sick off food in my life.
There you go.
What's wrong, Alex?
Hold on, I'm trying to find which Kazakh I've been to.
Oh, whatever, man. They're all shit. Yeah, sorry, they're not. I'll cut that out, Louis. I'll cut that out, Louis. But it's not. The thing is, Greek food is So Marvin's, Nostos. If you're going for that style, if you're going for like the souvlakis, the gyros, all that stuff. But if you're going traditional Greek food, where are you going? Are you going Tripoli and Park X at 4:00 in the morning, or are you going?
Oh, they all closed.
It's closed now? Tripoli? No.
Well,
No.
Well,
Kazagrek,
hold
I
on.
think he's talking
Oh,
about.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about Kazakh. Yeah, the only one in Montreal is in West Island now.
West Island.
no, they
Yeah.
closed down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Anyways, but yeah, I was there, but I wasn't impressed, man. The meat was, it was a little bit tough, but
It's not for the Greek food connoisseur. That's the truth.
yeah.
It's not
So
for
it's
the
not
Greek,
like
it's for a different crowd, you know.
Yeah.
But it's for people who, you know, I don't know, want to be in and out quickly, and
Yeah.
they don't want to share all their food together. It's a different crowd, so I can't fault them for that, and I can't say a bad word about them because I made.
if I want a quick in and out Greek, I go to Marathon. Okay, Terry, stop hating on it.
I'm gonna hate you right now.
Oof.
Depends
Marathon.
on which marathon, because marathon in Chamonix.
En
not as good
Côte
as it used to be.
Vertu. Côte Vertu.
There's no marathon on Côte Vertu.
There's no-
Yeah, there is.
No. There's a marathon on the jockeys, which is Jean Talon, like Namur Metro.
Or, yeah, Plaque à Namur. Yeah,
Okay,
Namur.
Namur
Yeah.
Metro. Okay, that one.
Yeah.
It's not good. The only
That's right.
good. The only good at marathon. The only marathon that's good is the one on Sources. That's in the West Island. That's the best one. That's legit. Every time I go there, I have no problems. But you know what? All marathons are decent. Marvin's is good. Well, okay, what's your dish at Marvin's when you walk in there? Say, what's the Louis special?
Me, when I walk in there, man,
Yeah.
I get the pork chop, man. The pork chop is next level. Have you had the pork chop there?
I don't think so.
The pork chop is so underrated, man. Get a
All right.
pork chop. Get a pork chop from Marvin's. You're gonna lose your mind. It's so good. It's so underrated.
Okay, I'm gonna have it now. Now I got
Have
it.
the pork chop. It's underrated. I hope they don't screw it up. I hope they don't screw it up. I hope they give you a good one. Because man, when I have the pork chop there, it's next level. George loves Marvin's, man.
Yeah, I mean he has to.
George loves Marvin's, man. He goes to Marvin's and he gets the lamb chops every time, man. And they give him like, when we go with George, they give him like a plate of like 45 lamb chops, you know. And I'm like, because I know Steve, I know the owner, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Steve, man, what are you doing? I'm like, the guy's a good fighter. Doesn't mean he wants to eat 45 lamb chops, you know. But
you're talking about a guy. You're talking about a guy who likes Marvin's. Cool. You know, Marvin's is good. I'm not hating on Marvin's. I'm saying it might not be the best. But you're also talking about George who eats $5 pasta from Orange Julep. Like, who does that? You know what I mean? If I'm going to Orange Julep, it's Pooter, Steamy,
It's Poutine.
Michigan.
Poutine.
You know, I'm getting the juice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it dirty. I'm not getting $5 pasta.
I don't know. I don't know. You're rich like that, man. The juice, like $17.
Yeah.
$17. I love it though.
It
But-
hits the spot though, man. But how much sugar is in that thing?
How much sugar is in that thing, and how much money do you see? Your net worth you see it dropping.
And that's the thing people don't realize. They get like the regular size one because it's like $4 or $5, whatever it is. But it's like 3 sips, it's done. You have to get the big one, or else you don't even get your dollar value for it.
You get it? Do
Yeah.
you get it with ice cream?
I've done it once, and it changed my life, and I haven't had it ever since.
That's like a creamsicle.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah,
Man.
I had it once. I had no idea they did it. And my buddy Mark was like, "You gotta try it." So I tried it on the spot. I was like, "This," but I have to stay away from that because when I get obsessed with something, like a food,
Yeah.
I just eat it for like every day for a month.
Like a real Greek.
Exactly.
Damn.
What are you gonna do? But you couldn't tell I was Greek with my name, Terry Town. So Louis, man, what's next? So when's the fight? Actually, you're fighting Bino. When's that happening?
May 30th in Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam. Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna go early? Are you gonna stay a bit after with the
I
family?
gotta go early, right? I have to go early to quarantine a bit there, and then yeah. So May 30th in Amsterdam. We're gonna leave, I think, the 20th.
Are you gonna stay a bit after and enjoy the sights or what?
I think maybe we haven't decided yet exactly what we're gonna do. Probably stay for a little bit. see what's around in Amsterdam. I've never been. Apparently, it's beautiful. Have you guys been?
It's beautiful.
I've never been. No, I've always wanted to go.
I've been there for actually 2 days because my family member there.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. They have beautiful canals. What else they have there?
Apparently, you can get lost if you're on mushrooms.
Yeah, they have weed shops and all that, but which was fun.
I don't touch that stuff, but yeah, it's gonna be could be good for my friends who come with me. We'll see.
It's like you're married, you're a good man, you don't touch that stuff. It's like you're only going there to fight, so you might not.
Yeah, I'm literally going there to fight. You know, I like to enjoy the sights, so I'm gonna go on bike rides, enjoy the canals and all those things. My Muay Thai coach is coming with me. I don't know if you guys know Peter, man.
He's the little guy, the little Asian guy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah,
man. He's coming with me, and I'm nervous about that.
It's just you two.
Letting him loose in Amsterdam might be a mistake. We'll see what happens.
It's just you two?
No. It's gonna be me, him, one of my coaches, Neil. I don't know if you know Neil Shepard.
I don't think so. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I know.
Yeah, he's like right under Firas. He's like Firas's main guy outside of like Amen and stuff.
Is he like fully tattooed?
He has like sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Bald head.
Neil, and then we got my best friend Emmanuel coming, who's also my manager now. And then we got one of my buddies, JD, coming down too.
Oh, it's pretty sick. You got like a good crew of guys.
Yeah, good crew. It's gonna feel kind of like home, you know.
That's the thing too. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. So when you go on these trips, it's like you got to bring guys that like keep you kind of grounded, not to get you distracted and stuff, right?
Absolutely, man. I like. That's why I'm worried about Peter a little bit, man. Peter's crazy. We'll see what happens. But we'll get him his own room, so he's, you know.
I think I saw him on like one of George's embeddeds or something, and he was just nuts, and everybody was laughing with him.
Dude, the guy is. But you know what, Muay Thai. I don't think there's anyone better in the city, maybe even in the country here. Like, there's not many guys better than him. Like, he has like over 150 pro fights. He trained with Sagat. You know who Sagat is?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So that was like one of his. He was Sagat's training partner. You know.
Oh fuck! I didn't even know. That's pretty crazy.
Growing up, yeah, it's pretty insane. So he's like really close friends with him. He's incredible. He's nuts. Like, if you talk to Peter for a little bit, you might be turned off from training with him because he's intimidating. He yells. He's loud. But man, when you get to work in the pads with him, you see why like people like to train with him.
All right. So last question for me. I challenged Ayman to like a jiu-jitsu match.
Yeah.
He said yes.
Oh hell yeah!
What am I?
Not anytime soon though. Not anytime soon though.
No, I mean we can't. Lockdown. But what am I looking at here? Like, how quickly am I getting tapped?
Man, Amen is an absolute monster. I don't know your level. That's the truth. I don't know your level.
Suck.
You suck? Do you really suck? You're a brown belt under Glenn.
But he's brown belt. He's brown belt.
Yeah.
Brown belt under Glenn, so you can't really suck.
I'm a bad brown belt.
What's that?
I'm a bad brown belt.
Oh, come on. Come on. The self-deprecation, huh?
Yeah,
I think I don't know. Amen's a Tasmanian devil. I don't know, man. You might just tap out from exhaustion. Maybe I don't know how good your cardio is, but
right now it's awful.
Oh man! So if you get him anytime soon, you're in trouble.
I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna run by his house.
Just get in really, really, really good shape.
Fuck, I feel like if I get on top of him, I could just like 250-pound pressure pass him. No.
I don't know, man. I've seen big guys go with Amen. It's
not fun.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe I sneak in a leg lock. Maybe I'm just getting ankle locks all day.
Exactly.
You never know. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on. It was great talking to you, Louie. Finally, we got you on. I know we've been friendly on Twitter and stuff, so we appreciate it, man. Anytime you want to come on and talk about fights, I mean, I'm always down. Alex?
Yeah, we want to promote. Yeah, we want to promote all your next fights. If you want to come on, we'll promote it.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Get the pork chop from Marvin's. You won't regret it. I promise you. Put some of that Mike's Rub BBQ sauce on it.
There you go. I'll send you some. Actually,
don't like it that much. You know what? We actually bought some. Me and my wife bought.
Okay, good.
Last summer, we ran out pretty quick. I make pulled pork at home, and that sauce was next level. We loved that sauce. It was like boutique sauce, though, a little bit pricey. But I'll use your discount code. I'll use your discount code, man. We're trying to buy a house, you know, so I can't be splurging on Mike's BBQ. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that. But it's
Yo, they should have a tzatziki sauce.
you think so?
Yeah, man.
You know
Yeah,
what?
they should have one.
I'm a Greek guy who doesn't like tzatziki. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
You're like a meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Yeah, man. I cannot eat tzatziki. I eat tzatziki and I gag a little bit. It's weird.
All right,
And
so-
I don't eat feta cheese either.
What?
Yeah.
Strike three. Marvin.
Strike
tzatziki,
three.
Feta.
Take my Greek card away from me.
Next, I don't like. I'm not an ouzo guy. Like I hate licorice. So like I'm ouzo. Like everybody's like, can't believe you don't like ouzo. I can't stand it. It's awful.
That's fair. I don't believe it.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck it. We appreciate it, man. Where can they reach you? What's your Twitter handle?
Twitter handle is at Louie Sanoudakis. Really simple, and by simple I mean very long last name. Good luck. And on Instagram, at the Louie Graham.
At the Louie Graham. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Alex, as usual, man. I appreciate you coming on, buddy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
This episode is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Just like Louis just mentioned, Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use hot sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. Louis tried it out. He loved it. He's going to get more after he gets his fight bonus because, you know, it's a little pricey. But if you want, but if you want the discount, it's hot sauce 10, and you get 10% off the entire site. That's at Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com. I'm Terry. That was Alex. That was Louie Sanoudakis. Good luck on your fight, buddy. Peace.
Have a good night, guys.